What's up, everybody? Welcome to Living in the Denver Suburbs. I'm Jeremy Kane with eXp Realty. We're going to talk about the 5 reasons why people love living in the suburbs versus the city. And maybe you are one of those city slickers and you're maybe making that decision. As we know, during COVID, we did see kind of an exodus out of the city, out of the densely populated areas for obvious reasons, into the suburbs. But now that we live there, we're going to talk about why people love living in the suburbs. And we're going to do that all right now. So let's dive in. Reason number 1, first off, it's more space, right? A little bit more privacy, more private yards. People, houses are more offset, less, multifamily. So we're less sharing walls and sharing floors and ceilings. So that is definitely reason number 1, that typically in the suburbs, you have a little more space because it's less densely populated. And we'll talk a little bit about the population density and that pretty much in all of these. As you know, there's more people typically in the city centers versus on the outskirts in what we call the suburbs. So more space and privacy is reason number 1. People love living in the suburbs. The next is typically the neighborhoods are more segmented. So you have, residential areas, commercial areas. It's less mixed use. There are some pop-up places, especially in the shopping districts and things, where maybe there's restaurants and commercial on the ground floor and maybe some living quarters and some condos and lofts and type things above. That's kind of giving that city feel, even though you may be in the suburbs and may get some of the other benefits of being on the outskirts that we'll talk about in a second. But the quieter neighborhoods for sure, more people out doing their thing, more front yard traffic, more kids playing and things like that, because there is less traffic and there's less, kind of things going on. So that's definitely something that people like in the suburbs. Maybe some more dogs, walking around. It's always nice when the dogs don't have to go to the bathroom on the concrete like they do downtown. I will tell you though that everybody in Denver loves their dogs. So whether you're a city slicker or a suburbanite, you definitely have those dogs, and we make it work as we go, especially in Denver and the metro area. So next is a little bit more affordable housing, and that, not necessarily affordable housing projects and not that government subsidized stuff that's going on that we're trying to really help those people get into that first home, but more the price per square foot is less typically in the bigger homes. So the more square footage you have, obviously the economy is all based in, the prices of homes is, what your neighbor sells for. And as you grow out and out, kind of continues, but price per square foot is typically less in the suburbs, mainly because we have bigger living spaces. You have garages and all the things that lend to, bigger homes and that kind of stuff. So that's something to consider, is that price per square foot. Maybe you get a little more bang for your buck because you get, houses, single family houses with basements and things of that nature. Now, I will tell you that even in the city, we do have detached homes, and maybe they have some of the private yard. Typically in Denver, especially, the city homes are older, unless it's been, redeveloped or whatever. But the older detached homes are definitely built smaller because we were less, I don't know what we were, but we had less stuff. So the homes are a lot smaller. We had smaller beds, we were smaller people. And so that's definitely something to kind of, keep in mind. And all of that kind of plays into less price per square foot when it really comes down to, breaking it down that way. And next we have, access to outdoor activities. As you know, Colorado is huge in the outdoors, and we have easier access typically to interstates, faster thoroughfares. There's less traffic in general. So maybe even, I-25 runs right through downtown, but there's more people typically in that corridor as you go through the city. So that's obviously something that's nice. You have easy access to amenities and, that kind of stuff. It takes less time to get to the grocery store because there's more of them, the way the infrastructure is set up, where you have neighborhoods here, shopping centers or malls or, wherever you're going. That definitely plays a part. And finally, less people means less pollution, means better air quality. I know in Denver, at least, because the suburb that I live in is a little bit elevated. Sometimes on weekdays, especially even on the weekends, you see kind of a brown cloud settling in over the city due to the amount of traffic and pollution producing activities that go on. More people create more pollution, and so the air quality is typically better out in the suburbs. You have a little more space. We definitely are seeing more, multi-family, multi-generational households and things of that nature. So not necessarily less people. I mean, I guess it is than a condo high rise or a apartment, 3-story apartment that has 12 units per building. There's still less people in a single family home, but ultimately overall there's a lot less people out in the suburbs. That is the 5 reasons why people love living in the suburbs. I'm Jeremy Kane. Let me know why you love living in the city or the suburbs below. You can always check out my video on why people are moving to Denver in the suburbs specifically. I'll link that right here. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon, and let me know what you think. Bye-bye.